I want to hear some Flatsventures from Emong's wedding. Dude, I haven't done a Flatsventures in forever. It would be hard though, because I don't have many videos or stuff yet. Emong, okay. So for the wedding, it was kind of like, not phoneless, but like there were times where they're like, oh, just let the camera people do it, like during the ceremony and stuff like that. I have a few photos, but not many. Yeah, the last Flatsventures was the Streamer Awards. Okay, I'll tell you the whole story from memory then, and I will show photos where I can. Yeah, first day, Crap and Sam flew in first. And the original plan was supposed to be Retro, Crap, and Sam would come to my house, my apartment, and then we would all go to where the wedding is together. Because I'm much closer to Boston than where the wedding was. So, that was the original plan. And then Crap was about an hour away, and Emong and me are talking. He's like, yeah, I gotta get ready for the rehearsal dinner. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we got plenty of time. And he goes, well, it's in a couple hours. I was like, what time is it at? He goes, 4. He told me weeks ago. At least I swear he did. He told me it was at 7. So I go, that's a 3-hour difference. He's like, yeah, it's at 4. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. You don't have to be there. You're fine. Like, you don't, it's not a big deal. I know it would be a big deal. So I'm like, I have to go. So poor Retro got caught out in the cold, and I told Retro, hey dude, you're just gonna have to Uber there all by yourself. So I got in the car, Crap gets there, we drive down, go to the hotel, I get changed really quick, and then I meet them at place. It was the first time meeting Lonnie's parents, Emong's now wife's parents. And they knew me, like, instantly. And they knew a bunch of stuff about me, so I was like, I got nothing to talk about. But they were really cool. Her brother was there. She's like, they were telling me all about her brother and like stuff he's done. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So we get the dinner, whatever. Or we do the walkthrough, then we get dinner. And at the dinner, I don't know if you guys know Emong's dad very well, but he's been on stream quite a few times. We did like a show together, me, Emong, and his dad, called Jeff, and Jeff, where we did like football, like fantasy football stuff. And basically, if you needed a description of what Emong's dad is like, it's basically like taking a snapshot of what Emong will be like in about 30 years.
I'm really feeling
to a T. And so, he's really funny, but he was drinking. And so the waitress comes back towards the end, like, would you guys be liking dessert? And he's on like his like 3rd or 4th Coors Light, and he holds up the Coors Light bottle, goes, I already got dessert. Dude, I was dying. I'm literally crying on the, the end of the table trying to. No, he's just so effortlessly funny. It's too much. Nothing crazy that day. We wrap up. Don't really get to see anybody because everyone's still traveling and whatnot. But we got to see at night. Got to see Seagull, Shade. It was my first time meeting them in person, and so we just like hung out in their hotel room because they were so tired. Like just catching up, talking about stuff. Like with Retro, Crap, Sam, me, Sieg, Shade. It was a good time. Next morning, we go get breakfast. We go to this place. Emong recommends it. It's closing, so they only do takeout. And this time it's like the whole group, basically. Almost the whole group. Jay's there now, Emily's there. Lonnie's not there because she's getting ready for the wedding. And then Emong shows up. Dude, it's his wedding day. Like, he's getting married in 2 hours, and he shows up. He's like, so guys. We're like, what the f are you doing? So he comes down, hangs out with us, we get breakfast or whatever. He's just literally like the most chill day ever. It's like a Tuesday. I'm like, dude, you're getting married in 2 hours. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, how do you feel? He goes, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? It's like, all right, it's gonna be good. It's like, okay, dude, sure. This is where things get a little bit bad. We leave a little bit later than I wanted to, from lunch, but I'm like, that's okay. I'll make the drive. You know, I'm a Bostonian, and it's, you know, the highways are pretty open. I know how to get around, right? And so we get back on to go back to the hotel, and traffic. So like normally the 10-minute drive back turns into like a 15 to 20-minute drive back. We finally get back to the hotel, park, go inside. I just need to get showered, get my clothes on, we'll go. Nope. Room service, housekeeping is in my room. And I go, oh, I'm like, sorry, how long are you guys gonna be? I gotta get ready for a wedding. And the lady's like, oh, no, don't worry, we'll only be about 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. That was the longest 2 minutes ever because it actually was closer to about 10 minutes. So they finally leave the room and I take a very quick shower and start getting dressed, right? And it's kind of a pain in the ass to get dressed when you're like doing like the full thing, right? When you're doing like a undershirt, button-down shirt, pants, vest, jacket, shoes, right? And I also had this problem where one of my shoes was a little small, my right one. So that thing, I was not having a good time putting that thing on. But yeah, so I'm a little bit late. And the reason this becomes a problem is because we're supposed, the reception was actually at 4 or 4:30. And well, let's just say, how do I put this? We were supposed to be there 2 hours early for something called First Look. I believe it's called First Look. And Emong, originally, I think his plan was to go with somebody else, but then they weren't able to go with him for some reason. So he was just like, yeah, I'll go with you. And I'm like, that's fine. I pick up my phone as I'm leaving my hotel room, and it starts in 3 minutes. Let's just say, everything was completely legal. But boy, did I really fully get to see what the horsepower of a 702 TRX supercharger does. I had not put that thing to the floor yet, and I did it for the first time. And the spaceship got up to 65 very quickly. So I get to Emong's place, and it took me about 7 minutes to get there.
Hello friends, love your content. Less than 3 hours from Brazil.
Or 6. It was actually closer to 6. The only reason it took an extra minute is because like I had to like stop sign through his neighborhood. But anyways, I fly up. I literally almost tire screech in front of his house.
Good afternoon.
So I tire screech up, come to his house, right? Like literally pull up to it, like it doesn't actually screech, but like I felt like the little like the gravel. And I text him, I'm like, I'm here. Bro, he takes his sweet time. He comes out like 5 minutes later. I'm thinking he's like at the door, like pacing, like, oh my God, we're gonna be late. Nope. It takes about 5 minutes.
These barrels are smoking.
So now we're about 9 minutes late. And it's not that far of a drive. It's like a maybe 6 or 7 minute drive. I get there in about 2. And so I'm pulling up and I go up to the door and I'm like, do you want me to drop you at the door instead of like in the parking lot? And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, dude, you're already late. Like I can be late, but you can't be late. And he's like, okay, then that's fine. So I fly up to the door and the coordinator, like we met her the day before, the event quarter, she's literally standing outside with her arms crossed. I go, we're in trouble. So I fly up, drop him off, right? And he hops out. So if you've never seen my truck is kind of large. Emong is not that tall. So he put something in the back seat. And I didn't notice that he put something in the back seat. So when he shut the door, right? He like shuts the door and then goes for the behind door. I don't see him do that. I think he's just getting out to go in, right? Because I pulled a little bit past the door because it's like a circle, you know what I mean? And so he apparently gets out, like grabs his jacket to adjust it really quick, and then goes out to reach for the door, right? For the back door. I didn't know there was something in the back seat. So I immediately put it back in drive. And I go to park, right? And so I immediately start pulling away because I'm late too. And apparently he had his hand on the door handle as I pull away. And he apparently, I don't know, he has to tell his POV, but apparently it was a bit of a close call. It was a bit of a close call. He may have almost accidentally gotten run over. But hey, you know what? I didn't know something was back there, okay? He doesn't need that hand. He just got to go inside, okay? You know, hopefully it was his left hand. Just put the ring on the right hand. Actually, no, is it the ring on the left hand or the right hand? No, it's the left hand. So he's reaching with the right hand. Yeah, don't need it. Anyways, though, I go park, and then he comes walking out to the parking lot. I'm like, dude, hello? And he's like, oh, I left something in your back seat, and you almost ran me over. And I go, what? And he's like, yeah, I put something in your back seat and I went to open it as you pulled away. Why didn't you tell me? He's like, I thought you saw it. I was like, oh, Jesus. So we get his stuff, go inside. We go to the first look, which is like mostly them taking photos, but there's a few other photos we take, right? They're in like this backdrop, right? It's like almost like in the woods, kind of. It's like a nice greenery area, but it's a path, right? And there's it's like a hill coming down a hill path, right? It's a nice shot. And these two groups of people in golf carts roll up. They're at the top of the hill looking down at clearly the people wearing a wedding gown, a suit, a bunch of bridesmaids, and a bunch of dudes in suits. And they're looking down the top of the hill like, uh-oh, we're gonna be in their shot. And so like the coordinator's going like this, trying to like get them to go around. These just go, nah, and they just send it down the hill in the middle of the photos. And so there's definitely 100% at least a photo of two of these people coming down the hill in the golf carts. And they come down and they literally drive right through the group, like literally through us pretty much. And they start laughing and they're like, sorry. And just keep moving. They're like, what the f? Dude, did not give a f. So, they took all their photos. I have one. I didn't post it on Twitter, mostly, or on Instagram either, because I kind of forgot that I had it. I didn't get it till like the last day. But, so I guess you'll see first look. This is the only one. All the rest of them are pretty much posted, I think. Yeah, this was one of the first look photos of the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, right? I show this to my mom, and her first thing is, Jesus Christ, why can you never like blend in? Like, what? She's like, you're the first person I look at immediately. She's like, well, it's supposed to be the bride is the first person you look at. I go, what did I do wrong in this photo? What did I do wrong? And she's like, what? I was like, I'm wearing the color I was told. I'm wearing the undercolor I was told. I even have the lightest color tie of the group. Like, what am I doing wrong? And she's just like, I don't know. I was like, anyways, okay, cool, I guess. No, I was specifically told for that one. Really boom, I got exactly what I was told. I got literally exactly what I was told. Don't blame it on me. So, but I also was like the first person who got my suit. So that also could be part of it. Because some things did kind of change. Anyways, so moving on. First look ends, you know, everyone starts kind of coming in. And do you have to like do like walkouts and shit, right? Like you like walk down the aisle and I'm like, why the f am I walking? Apparently like that's how it works though. So I gotta go first because I'm standing next to Emong. He didn't have any best man because he didn't want to like choose. So we're all technically groomsmen. So it was kind of by height, but also like, you know, they were just like, it was also probably because like whenever they said Jeff, we both looked. So he was Jeff and Jeff 2 and I was Jeff 2. At least for the coordinator, because like we tried to tell her just call him Flats and she was like, huh? And we were like, just call him Jeff 2. Because like Elon was about to explain the whole Flats thing. I'm like, just say Jeff 2. Like, just don't do it. Don't. We're not going into this explanation. So I'm standing behind Emong, you know, he comes down, he stands up there. She comes down the aisle, stands up there, right? And so they start doing the whole wedding thing. And basically, you like read your vows and all this shit, right? And so I'm just standing there, just chilling, just waiting. And so they're reading their vows, and Lonnie goes through her whole vows. And then Emong starts doing his vows. And the day before, when they were rehearsing, Emong sounded a little bit robotic when he was saying his, because he was kind of trolling a little bit. His dad made a comment about how he sounded robotic the day before. So this time, Emong didn't sound that robotic, but he did like I understood what he was referencing because of the day before. His dad, okay, so if you don't know how this is set up, Lonnie, Emong, me. Then there's the row of people, and Emong's family's over here. Lonnie's family's over here. So they're both looking at each other because they're facing each other, right? So because of that, I can see Emong's dad. I'm looking him in the eyes, right? Also, I just realized I gotta turn that up another level. I'm looking at Emong's dad in the eyes. I can see him. And his dad starts doing the f***ing robot in the crowd. He starts doing this. And I'm watching him mouth beep, boop, beep, boop. And I'm trying not to lose my shit laughing because this is serious. They're doing their vows and I'm like the closest person to the shot. And his dad is doing the robot in the crowd and I'm looking him dead in the eye. I go, and I bite the inside of my mouth as hard as I can to keep myself from laughing. And he keeps doing it. And I just had to look away. I just started looking at the other side of the room. So I finish all this stuff, whatever. I walk down, we all leave. Speed run. It was like a 10-minute ceremony. All over, thank God. Like probably the best thing of that whole wedding was how fast they walked through it, right? And so then there's like a cocktail hour, and that's where you see a lot of the photos that you saw like on like Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that. Like that's like where this photo comes in of Karq, me, Emong, Seagull, and Jay. And hey, listen, I gotta jump to my boy's defense, okay? I saw everybody commenting, "What the f are those?" to poor Seagull, right? Going, "What the f are those?" Listen, man, okay? First off, the guy is like me, but it's actually he has it worse. So I have wide to double XL wide feet. Sieg apparently has triple. And I already know how hard it is to get in Seagull, right? So apparently Seagull has never really gone to like a thing like this, right? So he didn't have shoes to match his outfit. And so like all of the stuff that he's wearing is all new, but he couldn't get the shoes in time. So he had the option of wearing a shoe that would make his feet hurt, or two, wear the sneakers. And Emong doesn't give a Emong would rather you just be there and be comfortable and have a good time. So he wore the sneakers instead. And the best part though, is you know what I did? I, after this, immediately went back and changed. And I'm in even more casual clothes than he is. I'm in shorts, dress shorts to be fair. Dress shorts, sneakers, and a different button down. I'm in a gray button down. That's it. I changed. So I don't know if there's any photos of me in my changed outfit, but I'm actually even more dressed down than he is after. I gotta jump to his defense a little bit. And then there's one more photo because it was like Kat, Karq's wife, Lonnie, Shade, Retro back here. Retro looking dapper, Crap Sam. And then I have one more, which I kind of wish I had a better version of, but they had like these Polaroid cameras. And I think I put a couple of my Polaroids in the box that they had. But we took some Polaroids too, and the Polaroids came out pretty good. I don't know, Emong probably has them somewhere, so I might have to ask him for those. But yeah, so we take all the photos, and we just have a good time, drink, you know, do whatever. But there was a moment where I went to go change. I was like a little bit tired, a little bit overwhelmed, right? Because there was so much stuff to do, so many people to talk to. Because like all of like Emong's family wanted to talk to me, and because I've met a lot of them, and then Lonnie's family wanted to talk to me, and then like obviously keeping up with like Crap and Retro and Seagull and Jay and Shade and Emily and like, you know, all the other people that are there, right? So I stepped away to go get changed and like sit down for a minute or two. So I'm sitting in this like little breakout room on the opposite side of the building, right? All by myself. Legitimately by myself in a room in the dark. And I'm there for about 2 minutes and in walks Emong. And he looks at me and I look at him and he goes, "Same idea?" I go, "Yep." He sits down in the chair across from me. We just sit there for like 5 minutes. And we just took 5 minutes away from everyone just to recharge and chill. And like all the vows are done. He already had his ring on, everything. Just chill. Just chill. And after about 5 minutes, he's like, "Yeah, we should probably go back." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And so we go back, and Lonnie's like in a random hallway looking for us. And she's like, "Where the f did you guys go?" And he was like, "Just needed a minute." And then I think she was even more confused because now I'm there too. It's like, "Where the f did you come from?" I'm like, "Yeah, he found me in the same spot." So we go back, you know, have a good time. But also, so you know I told you before that my feet were hurting a lot because my shoes were too small? In that time, in the 3 or 4 hours of wearing the shoes I was wearing, I developed 4 blisters. 2 on the back of my heel, 1 that's still there, 1 on my Achilles, and one on my pinky toe. And so for those who don't know, I'm not gonna show you, but my pinky toes are legitimately very up. I've broken both of them on each foot like 5 or 6 times. I like barely feel them at this point. And they look kind of gross, if I'm honest. Years of football, people stomping on stuff, yeah. Not a big deal, right? So, I think one of Lonnie's maid of honors was this girl who really was like, she called herself a type A plus person. You know how there's type A, type B. Inimong are more of like a type B. The more introverted, kind of like whatever. She's like a type A plus. And so, she was not very good at knowing what the word no means. I'm gonna tell this in the nicest way possible. But she was trying to get everyone to get up and dance and do stuff. I'm in actual physical pain. And Emong was not really gonna, but then it was his wedding, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna. And I had already talked to him. He was kind of like, nah, do whatever you want. Sounds good, because I'm there for him. So she was like kind of trying to rile people up. And she managed to get Shade on her side. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little annoyed with Shade at the time. Because Shade originally agreed with me. She's like, no, hell no, like I'm not dealing with that. But obviously, like, at some point she found Shade and like leaned in and like talked to her. So I think like she said something about like, oh, I wanted to like be in the video or something like that. So Shade jumped in on it. And they keep coming back to harass me like every minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to come join. And I'm like, dude, I'm in actual physical pain. I am not going anywhere. I'm there to drink. Okay, dude, legal in my state. Have a little bit of the THC. I'm there to just have a good time, right? So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. They do not take no for an answer. It's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then eventually there gets to a point where I could tell there was like a little bit of alcohol in the system or whatever, to which they then tried to physically pull me out of my chair. And I was already trying to be very, very nice, okay? Very, very nice, because I wasn't very comfortable with the whole situation. Crap was there. Crap can literally back up my whole story. She was like, first off, she's married. I know she's married. But she was like, trying to like entice me to come out. And I'm like, no, like that's weird. Like, I know you're joking, but can you please stop? And I whispered over really quick. I'm like, can you stop? Can you chill? Didn't take that. So at some point, she physically, and I knew that this was like, I'm really not that type of person. I'm really not. But like, men's strength and women's strength is very different. Especially like, dude, I'm not that strong anymore. I think for myself, I'm very weak. I am not strong compared to what I used to be. Because I used to push a lot of fucking weight. This is no joke. Like, I used to legitimately squat like 525, and I could deadlift like a ridiculous amount of weight. And plus, I'm also heavy. If I did a leg press, I'm not joking. One time when I was in like my sophomore year of college, I was at the gym at like 2 in the morning with my friends, and we thought, how much can we put on the leg press? I'm not joking. To this day, I can literally have friends back this up. We put 1,235 pounds on a leg press, and I did it for 1 rep. Nowhere near that level anymore. I'm nowhere near that level anymore. But even after all these years, I still got some kind of relative amount. But she was bragging a lot about how she's very strong from her kid. Like, her kid is very large. Like, he's like a baby. He's like 25-pound baby, right? Like, toddler probably. He's like, oh, I deal with my kid. Like, I'm strong. So she physically grabs me by my arm. Shade actually comes over and grabs my other one and tries to legitimately pull me. And like, they were full force. Like, I could tell, because like their hand, like you can feel like when someone's really trying to like do something, because you can feel how tight their finger grip is. And I'm not joking. Like, they have one on each. After like they started to pull me, I waited about 5 or 6 seconds. I'm like, dude, I'm not going. Like, you should just stop. And after about 6 or 7 seconds, I just started to pull them both in. And like, cause like then I was like, okay, I let you guys get me in a bad spot. Now I'm gonna pull you in. And so after I pulled them to about here, that's when they let go. Cause I was like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. I promise you, you are not moving me a single inch. And so I could tell there was a bit of genuine shock of like, oh my God, I thought I could pull him and get him to move. Like, I literally watched the physical shock reaction. Wait, do you actually think that was gonna work? Cause like, there's a difference if someone's like pulling on you. It's like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? When someone's like trying to like physically like pull on you a little bit, you know, like, oh, come on. So I made the joke after that. Vasky, you actually picked up on it. That's the whole point I told you about the type A thing. I made the joke back that she's not good at understanding when someone says no. Type A, meet B minus. Because like her thing is like type A, super outgoing, like I can get everybody in, I'm gonna be that. Meet B minus, you can't make me do shit. You. A little after that, Lonnie saw. And I could tell Lottie was not happy with that. Because she came running over. And was like, pulled her. Like literally pulled her friend away. And then Lottie comes back and apologizes. I'm like, actually, it's your wedding, you're fine. Like, it's not a big deal. She's like, I just don't want to harass you. It's like, fine, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. So she did come back and apologize. But when she was in the middle of the apology, when I came running back over again, I was like, whoa. It's actually not bad this time. She's saying sorry, it's fine. It's fine, let it. They're like, you're good, you know? But yeah, then Iman comes over and he goes, I heard you're having a good time. And I was like, oh yeah, that was an interesting one. And so I made the joke to him and I was like, yeah, her A+ met my B-. And he just starts dying. He's like, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about, right? So night ends. We all go back. And we end up playing board games. And dude, the board games were so much fun, chat. I wish there was somebody there with a camera to take photos or videos, but everyone was so enticed, like nobody did. And we played a bunch of games. One of them was called Poetry for Neanderthals. And basically the way Poetry for Neanderthals works is you have a deck of cards and you pull a card off the top and it has two words, a word on the top and a word on the bottom. The top word's worth 1 point, the bottom word's worth 3 points. And let's say the word is sink, right? You have to describe the word to people for them to guess without saying the word, right? You can't say sink. And you can only use 1 syllable words. And then the second one we'll say is like kitchen sink, right? So, what we learned is that J3 doesn't know what syllables are. Because that guy legitimately f***ed up more times than anyone else by like a mile. To the point where at one point, because he knew he was doing it, he was actively knew he was doing it. So he was trying to describe something after his like 50th time of doing it. And he tries to describe a word. And he goes, Florida. J. And he goes, like you literally did it yourself. Like, what the man? Oh, it was so funny, dude. I was having a blast, but Crap was actually the GOAT. Crap was easily the GOAT. That guy legitimately went crazy. Like, because we were doing teams versus teams, we were down by a bit. I think Crap got like 9 in a row. Like bang, 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 bang. We were like, holy f, he's actually good at this. Like describing them to us. Emong was kind of terrible. I was kind of terrible, but to be honest with you, I was on a different planet. By that point, I was gone. So I wasn't in my greatest state of mind. But we played that, and was there another game we played? I'm trying to think if there's another game we played the first night. Oh, what about food? What did they serve? Oh, it was either chicken or steak. So I got steak, and it was like steak, mashed potatoes, asparagus, some other stuff. And then at the end of the night, there was cheesecake, ice cream, tacos, and something else. Forget. Oh, that was, okay. So we, oh yeah, okay. So the fight one, Superfight. So basically what it was is you get 3 cards, 3 black cards, 3 white cards, right? and you had to pick one of each card. So one white card, let's say the white card was like a noun. So like, it was like a sumo wrestler, the Statue of Liberty, and the Terminator, right? You pick one of those cards, and then the black cards were like abilities, right? So like telekinesis, covered in oil, could become microscopic, right? Like you pick one of those, and then you throw the rest of the cards out, and then you grab one more black card. And then whatever 2 black cards and white card you have combined creates your fighter, and you argue with the other person why your fighter would win. So I was first, and I went against Sam, and poor Sam, this is the only one I remember because I was still like somewhat in the conversation. Poor Sam gets like an oiled up sumo wrestler. I had a 4-story tall Terminator with the like ability to control all AI or some shit. I'm like, dude, I am legitimately the overlord. Like, like what? Like, do we even have to have a conversation here? And she's like, yeah, but I'm covered in oil. I'm like, let me say this slower. I'm a 4-story tall Terminator. You're like, everyone's like, yeah, okay. But there was some good ones. There was some good ones. And the one I remember the most, the highlight of the night, was Seagull and Crap went. And Seagull had like the Statue of Liberty, but like, I forget what it was. He had like powers. And Crap was basically Spider-Man. And Seagull was actually winning the argument. He was 100% winning. And then Seagull goes, how are you gonna hurt me? I'm the Statue of Liberty. And Crap hits him with the like, the most iconic, bitch, I'm from New York. I'm not scared of the Statue of Liberty. And everyone goes, damn, you know what? I'm kind of with him now. And everyone changed their vote. Like it wasn't even logic in the fight. It was just like, yeah, you know what? He actually probably been there a bunch of times. He kind of understands it. You know what? I'm gonna go with that guy. It was actually wild. It was so funny. And poor Seagull was like, wait, what? Like, wait, how does, what? And it was like, yeah, you know, he's got a good point, actually. He's from New York. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know, he kind of knows it inside and out. You know what I mean? So he lost. But yeah, night ends. Next day, I went and got lunch with Crap, Sam, Retro, CarQ, and Kat, because Seagull and Shade like slept in. Like Jay and Emily were at a different hotel because they booked so late that the hotel we were at was full. Yeah, so they were elsewhere. Emong and Lonnie we were seeing later on, and so we just went and got lunch. And then we bumped into Emong's mom at the place. We were like, hi. And she's like, why didn't you say hi to me? I'm like, what? I didn't see you. I didn't see you. What are you talking about? And turns out she was sitting literally next to our table, but she came in after us. I'm like, hang on, you saw us. Why didn't you say hi to us first? What the heck? But yeah, so we did that, and then I got a nice photo with CarQ because my duo. Actually, hang on. There's a better one. There's a slightly better one. My duo. Goes down by the water, and then yeah. After that, I headed home to shower, grab clothes. They all headed to a place called I mean, it's in the past, so it's fine. Went to a place called Encore, which is like a casino place in Boston. But it's got a lot of things, right? It's like a hotel. It's got a bunch of restaurants. It's like a kind of an experience type of place. It's not really like, I mean, like obviously it's a casino, right? But like it's more of an experience. And so we went to this restaurant there, and it's like this really nice steakhouse. And Emong got dinner for everybody. It's like one last, you know, get together, and which was really, really nice of him. And it was super good. Food was phenomenal. Had a great time. And then we ended up playing more board games after. And we played more Neanderthals, and we played like this other game too, but I actually didn't end up playing. Because it was like 8 people. We had like 9 or 10, and it also required running around, and my foot still hurt from the blister, so I was like, nah, I'm good. But yeah, we all just vibed out, had a great time, played more games. We played another game called like Bears versus Babies, where you like build bear monsters versus the quote-unquote baby armies, but like the cards weren't shuffled well, so like the game was just super scuffed, and the game ends when they run out of cards. So Retro and Naltz, oh yeah, Naltz was there. We met Naltz. He's actually a real person, which is crazy. And so they got the 3 points, and it was the only 3 points anyone got. And so they sat there just farming the cards the entire time, trying to just stall out the game. Yo, Holy shit, thank you for the 23 months. Esther, appreciate it. Almost 2 years. Appreciate you. Yeah, real knots, real knots. Yeah, so they just sat there drawing cards. They literally had like a handful of, they literally had a whole deck of cards in their hands, just sitting there doing that every time. And then they weren't even winning anymore. Lonnie and Emong took the win, or took the lead. And they kept drawing cards. We're like, what the f are you guys doing? Stop! Wise Up in Blood thanks to the tier 1. They were like, yeah, that was our, we can't, it's too late to change the plan now. We just gotta keep the plan going. Yes, the copy pasta guy, yes. So yeah, we kept playing games, and then we did go down on the casino floor for a little bit, and dude, do not gamble. Gambling's really bad. Cause we went down, me and Emong did like bingo slots for a little bit, cause he loves his bingo. Got smoked, and then I went up to roulette. I was down like 250. I put 250 on red, bang, hit my red, and then I just left. I was like, yep, okay, got my money back, a little bit over. See you later. And poor Jay. I'll let Jay tell his side. Poor Jay got smoked. That's all. Only thing I will say is he bet on red or black, and then it hit green. And I was like, damn, bro, that's tough. That's tough. But yeah, it was sad having to see, or saying goodbye, because everyone was going to bed, and obviously know what happened the next day. But yeah, I didn't go to bed with everyone else. I ended up just Ubering home at like 4 in the morning, because it wasn't that far from home, and I was literally sitting in the bed there, and I was like, this bed's not as comfortable as my one at home. I'm gonna go home now. And so I just went home at like 4 in the morning. And yeah, so that was our wedding trip with everyone and with Emong. It was a good time. So nothing like sleeping in your own bed at the end of the day, you know? It was a good time. Very, very fun time. I was glad I got to see everyone, you know? Okay, hang on. Last thing, really quick. So I showed you this photo earlier. Hang on. I showed you this photo earlier. And it doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice. So this is Kat. This is Emong, or sorry, this is Karki's wife. And we took a photo at like BlizzCon. It was like, I forget, it was BlizzCon. It was like the first time we met. And so we took another one. And you gotta see this. This is the bed of my truck. Back here. She legitimately can't see in the bed. This is where it is. It's literally the top of her forehead. Oh man, I was f***ing dying. I was like, wait, you literally can't see in the back. That's crazy.
I'm really feeling the heat.
Same with crap. No, crap's not. That is crap slander. That is crap slander. Crap could actually get in. Sam struggled a little bit. Sam definitely struggled a little bit. What about Jay? Jay never went for a ride. Because he was at a different hotel. Well, yeah, hasn't been a long time since you got a Flatsventure, so there you go.